am going to try and get through this quickly so we do have a little bit of time at the end for questions. Miss Grange-Jeanette is the other guidance counselor at Valley Southwoods. Her department is last names A through K, and I am last names L through Z. But she helps me with my kids, I help her with hers, so either one of us can help you out if you need it. We are going to go through just what you need to know about Valley Southwoods, and specifically some of the courses. Actually, all the courses are on that sheet in front of you, and we'll kind of go through how to fill that out as well. Okay? So what you need to know, Mr. Cooner is principal, Ms. Henry is associate principal, again, Ms. G is A through K, I'm L through Z. Office staff, always be nice to the office ladies. They run the school, don't want to get on their bad side. Ms. Bennett helps with athletics and activities. Ms. Johnson's in the office as well, and then Ms. Gaunt helps with attendance. All right, so we're going to go through, like I said, some of the courses. I want you to go ahead and write on this sheet that they are due February 17th. So right up here at the top above Valley Southwoods, I want you to write due Monday, February 17th. Due Monday, February 17th. That is next Monday, a week from yesterday. Okay?
If you happen to go home and start working on these and get them all done before that, absolutely bring them to your teacher as soon as you can. You have it all turned in and you don't have to think about it anymore.
If you are going to start filling this out now, that's okay, but I would recommend doing it in pencil. Okay? You're going to turn this in to your math teacher, but we want you to take this home. Talk it over with your parents. Talk it over with an older sibling that's gone through Valley before. Okay? So as you go through this, it's kind of spelled out for you. Everyone's going to pick an English class. Everyone's going to pick a social studies class. Math has probably already been picked for you. What math class is this?
This is a pre-algebra B course, so
Okay.
the majority of your students are in algebra B. A few,
Yep.
give or take, other directions.
Okay, and then you're also going to pick a science class, and then PE and health. PE is required. Got to take it all 8 semesters of high school. So, and you guys are lucky. You're the first class that health is now a requirement for graduation. So most kids are going to take that as a freshman as well. It's going to be opposite of PE. You'll do PE, health, flip-flopping days. Okay, then you've got 2 empty blocks. When you're filling this out, you have to fill in these 4 empty periods. Okay, 2 first semester, 2 second semester. Then down here, the last block, it says recommended study hall. Most freshmen will have a study hall in their schedule. If you leave that blank, that means you want to have a study hall in there. But you might be a kid that's in band, and you're in choir, and you want to take a foreign language. Well, band just filled that line. Choir just filled that line, and your foreign language just filled the bottom line. Okay, so you got 3 periods per semester to work with. All right, band and choir are full everyday classes. It's not every other like it is here. Band's every day, choir's every day, orchestra's every day. Okay.
Both of those classes, band and choir, are classes that have lessons. So you'll be pulled from any time that you can be pulled from. If you have a study hall, that's usually the easiest time to do it, to have those lessons. I know that's kind of a difference, especially with choir. I hear a lot of students say that they didn't know that they were going to have the lesson piece, or that they were going to be singing on a more individual basis with the teacher. But that's how it works in Southwoods. So just prepared for that.
So on the right-hand side, these are our full year electives: band, choir, debate, intro to engineering design, our peer partner classes, and then, that probably needs to be changed to unified, doesn't it? And then our foreign languages. And then over here on the left, these are our 1 semester electives. So, I mean, you could do like 3 art 1 semester and speech another semester, okay? So we'll get to filling out the sheet in a little bit, but I'm going to go through some of the other classes. All right, required classes: Lang and Lit, physical science, and specifically under math, I'm going to talk about algebra, okay? Lang and Lit, physical science, and algebra are required, and you need to take them next year and pass them next year at Valley Southwoods. Why do I say that? These 3 classes, Lang and Lit, physical science, and specifically algebra, are not offered at Valley High School. So you have to get them done at Valley Southwoods. Now, I know you guys are all rock stars, and no one would ever struggle with a class. And by struggle with a class, I mean fail it. But if you did happen to fail one of these classes first semester, you'd be looking at doing night school second semester, or possibly summer school over the summer to get that class done before you move on to Valley High School. Because, again, Lang and Lit, physical science, algebra, not offered at Valley High School. You've got to get it done at Valley Southwoods next year. Okay? GCS, Geographic Cultural Studies. is the typical freshman. Social studies in most classes or kids are going to be taking, and then physical education and health. Those are going to alternate days. All right, required to graduate from Valley High School. You need 48 credits to graduate. That's going to be 8 semesters of language arts. So that's 4 years of English, 3 years of math, 3 years of science, 3 years of social studies. Okay? Like I said, Lang and Lit, algebra, Phi-Sci, those 3 classes are required. You're going to take those as a freshman. Fundamentals of writing, you're probably going to take as a sophomore. Speech is a graduation requirement. A lot of kids do take it as freshmen. You don't have to, but you've got to take speech at some point during your 8 semesters of high school. Math-wise, algebra, geometry, Alg 2, those are required to graduate. Everyone's going to take algebra, geometry, and Alg 2. Science, everyone's going to take Phi-Sci, Bio, and Chem. Okay? Most kids take Phi-Sci as a freshman, Bio as a sophomore, Chem as a junior. Okay? U.S. History is typically taken as a junior. Government and Econ, those are 1 semester apiece, and those are typically taken as a senior. So GCS is the class that most freshmen take for social studies as a freshman. Fine arts, you got to take 1 art class during your 8 semesters of high school. If you are a band or a choir or orchestra kid, our music classes do count as a fine art. Okay? Talk just real quick about speech and the fine arts. A lot of freshmen do try and get those 2 classes out of the way as a freshman, because I'd hate for you to be going into your junior year or your senior year, and at this point I really know what I want to do in college, where I'm going to go to college. I want to take this class over at DMAC, and I can't fit it into my schedule because I still have to take speech as a senior, or I still have to take an art class as a senior, and I haven't done it yet. Okay? So again, don't have to do those things as a freshman, but a lot of freshmen do just to kind of get them out of the way. Okay? We don't have a ton of electives at Valley Southwoods. But once you get up to Valley as a sophomore, junior, senior, those elective options really open up. There's a lot of classes that you can take. Math has probably already been decided for you on there. If you do have questions about that, feel free to talk to your math teacher. Your math teacher is trying to put you in the best chance for you to succeed. Okay, so most of you are probably in Alg B next year. Alg A, same class as Alg B, it just moves a little bit slower, doesn't go quite as deep into the concepts. Okay? Fast forward 4 years from now, and I'm a college entrance person. I don't know the difference between Alg A and Alg B. I've got kids coming to my college from thousands of different high schools. All I care about is that you took algebra, you took geometry, and you took algebra 2, and you got the best grades you could possibly get in those classes. Okay? So again, your teacher is trying to set you up in the best place for you to succeed with the math selection. Yeah?
I inadvertently highlighted all the way through, so we are going to have to identify. I highlighted online, PBL,
Yep.
all of it, so
what
that's
she's
my
talking
bad.
about is on the sheet, when you fill it out, so you just are going to put the check mark under Algebra B, and then just circle Algebra B. So if you want to do it PBL, you can circle PBL. If you want to do it online, you can circle online. But if you don't want to do PBL or online, I would just circle Algebra B, or you can cross out the PBL and online if you just want to do it.
And we'll talk a little bit more about the online version and PBL, because we're a little bit different with PBL as far as you can only take 1, or you don't have to take any of them, or you can take all of them. It's more picky and choosy than you're all in or you're all out. And so we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, if you don't want PBL or you don't want online, make an X through it, or just make sure that you circle just the part that says Algebra B or Algebra A.
Yeah, we'll get to
Yep,
that.
we'll get to that.
All right, so I'm going to go through some of the elective classes that we do offer. Most of our elective courses are kind of introductory courses. Like if you take Foundations of Business, it's going to introduce you to a lot of the different business options that you'd be able to take up at Valley during your sophomore year, junior, senior year. Same thing with most of our electives. They're kind of introductory courses. So as part of Foundations of Business, you will do keyboarding. You'll learn how to type. That is a skill you will use the rest of your life, so I strongly recommend this class just for the keyboarding alone. But you're going to learn other 21st century skills. You're also going to do some career exploration in this class, learn about basic business concepts. And as part of this class, you'll do the NCRC exam. That's the National Career Readiness Certificate. That's basically another form of documentation that you can show to a potential employer other than like a high school diploma. But this is going to kind of show employers, like, I do have these employability skills. I can work well with others. I can problem solve on my own. I can be punctual and show up on time. It's more 21st century employability skills that you can show employers that you have. Family and consumer science, again, introductory to all the family and consumer science options that are at Valley High School during the later years. But lots of different options in this class. There's multiple different units that you work through, and you kind of get to pick and choose which ones you do. But I mean, there is one on cooking. There's one on personal finance, personal fitness, sewing, interior design, fashion design. There's a baby think it over unit where you take the baby home over the weekend. Okay, so a lot of different options in this class, but it's a good intro class if you're interested in those areas. Fine arts, again, you do have to take one art class at some point during your 8 semesters of high school. Okay, photography, I will say, is probably the most involved of our art classes. Not trying to scare you away from it. Not that it's hard or anything. It's just there is some outside of school work. You're going to be taking the camera home over the weekend or in the evenings to take pictures. You're going to be putting together a portfolio of your work. This isn't just Snapchat photos and putting filters on your face and stuff like that. You're actually working with a 35mm camera. You're in the darkroom developing the film yourself. You're learning about shutter speeds, aperture speeds, all aspects of photography. So again, not trying to scare you away, but if you're interested in this kind of stuff, it's a phenomenal class, okay? 3D art, three-dimensional, you're going to be doing sculpting, jewelry, metalwork, that kind of stuff. 2D art is going to be more on paper. You're going to be drawing, you're going to be painting. You do not have to be an art rock star to be able to take these classes. It's an introductory class. You're not graded on how awesome your artwork is. You're graded on learning the concepts and putting forth good effort. Theatrics don't have to be in the play if you take theater. I think you're encouraged to, but you certainly don't have to. But you're going to learn about all aspects of theater. You're going to do some acting. You're going to learn about stage directions, props, makeup, lighting, set design, all sorts of stuff. Okay, so all aspects of theater. Fine arts electives continued. Again, difference this year, band, choir, orchestra, those are everyday classes. They're not every other, okay? So when you fill those out on your sheet, make sure you fill it in first semester and second semester if you're doing band or choir or orchestra. If you are a marching band kid, you know who you are. I want you to go ahead and write that in on your sheet right here, right above where it says first semester courses. Go ahead and write that in right now. You don't put marching band in one of these empty blocks down here because it doesn't fill a part of your day. Okay, it's before school and it's only first semester because it's during football season. Okay?
Make sure you get it on your sheet though, because that is what we will use then to give to the band directors to give you information for the summer camps and such.
Right.
So if you want it, make sure it's on your sheet and that it's visible.
Okay. We also do have Southwoods singers and jazz band. These are by audition only. Okay. Guys, it is on you to know when these auditions are. They're coming up relatively soon here in the spring. You need to talk to your music teacher and find out when these auditions are and be prepared to be a part of those auditions. Okay? It never fails. We have somebody every summer, a couple kids probably plop down in our office in July or August. Hey, I want to do jazz band. And I got to just look at them and say, sorry, you can't do it. You know, if you missed the audition. Whoa, when was the audition? It was back in the spring of last year. I didn't know about it. Yeah, you did. We told you about it. It's going to be in the announcements leading up to when it happens. But again, this is on you. Find out when these auditions are if you're interested in being a part of it. These are half-credit classes, so they would be every other day, opposite of a study hall or possibly opposite of your PE or opposite of health or something.
After the auditions take place and when the teachers decide who made it, they will give us a list then, and we will input that into Infinite Campus. So you do not have to write it on your sheet. You can make a mark of it somewhere, circle it, saying that you're interested, but we will then get the end of the list of who all made it. We'll put that in Infinite Campus for you, but what you do need to sign up for is if you're interested in Southwood Singers, you need to be a part of the choir, so either bass, clef, or treble clef. And then if you're interested in jazz band, you need to be a part of concert band. So those are the things that you would need to put in those open lines for 6 and 7. that's on your green sheet. Make sure you write in the music class. If you don't write in the music class, but you end up making one of the groups, we'll have to just put you in one of the classes, and we have to bump out something else that you wrote in. So make sure you're including yourself in one of those classes. Yeah.
Do you have to audition for choir?
You don't have to audition for choir or band
Or
themselves.
orchestra.
Or orchestra. It's just more so these two, or it is just these two groups.
It's a special small group ensembles, yeah.
Is chamber orchestra a thing? Or no?
That you would have to audition for. That I'm not 100% sure if it's ninth grade or 10th grade, but I have talked to some students about it, and that would be an audition type thing. In that case, if you're interested in doing that, definitely get yourself in orchestra, and then you'd hear more about that from the teacher. That's not necessarily something that have to be done right now. It would be for next year. You'd get information from the teacher about that.
All right, world languages. We offer several. We offer French, we offer Spanish, Mandarin Chinese, Latin, and German. You'll notice that it says travel to Valley for Latin and German. Don't be scared away by that. We do send a lot of kids up to Valley for classes every day. So it'll either be at the beginning of the day, first period, or end of the day, 8th period. And you'll just miss a little bit of second period coming back, or you'll duck out of 7th period earlier on your way up to 8th. But that's never anything that you'll be penalized for by your teachers. So just be prepared for that if you're interested. How many of you guys are in Spanish right now? Okay, so yes, you would be able to take Spanish 2 next year, but I will tell you just as a heads up, if you're struggling at all with Spanish 1 right now, I mean, if you're getting a low B or a C, there's nothing wrong with taking Spanish 1 over again next year as a freshman. A couple of reasons why. That Spanish that you guys are in right now counts towards your high school GPA. It counts towards graduation, okay? So if you're getting a C in there, retake it next year as a freshman, and you can replace that C with the higher grade that you get as a freshman. Because obviously taking it a second time, you're going to get a better grade, right? Okay. Otherwise, the other reason why I would say don't be afraid to take it over, Spanish 2 really hits the ground running from the beginning of the year. And it assumes that you have a really strong grasp of Spanish 1. Okay? It never fails. We have kids during that second week of school, third week of school coming into our office like, I don't know what's going on in Spanish 2. This is really hard. Okay? And they want to drop down to Spanish 1 and retake it over again. And a lot of times when we look at their transcripts, they got a C in 8th grade. But anyway, just keep that in mind. There's nothing wrong with taking it over again. Okay?
Once again, just like your math recommendation from your teacher, your Spanish teacher is going to know you, your work ethic. So please ask them, hey, what's your recommendation? Should I go ahead and take 2, or do you think it'd be a better idea if I take 1 all over again? They know our curriculum, and they know if you're prepared for it or not. If you want to take 2, if you have a great grade in Spanish 1 and you are ready to take 2, your teacher says, yep, go for 2, make sure that when you're writing on your green sheet Spanish that you put a 2 after it. If we just see Spanish, I'll assume that means you want to take 1 again, or just take 1 for the first time. So if you want Spanish 2, make sure you put a 2 after it. We had quite a few last year that got into the wrong one, and we didn't have enough seats in Spanish 2, so I had to shift some things around. Just make sure you're putting 2 if that's what you want.
Very good point. Speech, again, graduation requirement. Don't have to take it as a freshman. A lot of freshmen do. I'll talk quickly about debate and public speaking. It's a full year class. And yes, if you do take debate and public speaking for the year, it counts as your speech requirement, so you wouldn't have to take speech at any time. We have one of the stronger debate programs in actually the country, not just the state of Iowa. Awesome opportunity if you are someone that's interested in going into public office or being a lawyer or something along those lines. Phenomenal class. Travel opportunities, you get to go to California, New York, Chicago. If you do take debate, just be prepared though, there is some outside of school work with that class. You are required to participate in a couple of debate tournaments, I think 1 per semester. So just be aware of that.
They don't have to be the ones in California. They can be the West Des Moines one, but you do have to do at least 1. And sometimes that's shocking to students, so just make sure you know that you have to take, if you want to count as your speech graduation requirement, you have to take the full year of debate. So just keep that in mind as well. We have a few students that have dropped a semester and then they have to go into speech second semester just to make sure that they get that speech credit, okay?
And then theatrics technically can count as a language arts elective as well. It just depends. If you already have your fine art elective satisfied and you happen to need an English credit, then theatrics can count as an English credit as well. Tech ed, we do not have a shop in our building at Valley Southwoods with bandsaws and belt sanders and all that kind of stuff, okay? So our tech class is a little bit more on the tech side. You're going to learn about computer systems, and you're going to learn about milling machines. You're going to do some technical simulations, but it's going to be introductory to a lot of the tech ed classes that are available up at Valley. You will take apart a small engine and put it back together. So if that's something that you're interested in, this is a very hands-on class. And then Intro to Engineering and Design, this is a full year. It is the intro class to all the other Project Lead the Way classes that are offered up at Valley. And this is the intro class. You have to take this class in order to take any of the other Project Lead the Way classes that are available at Valley. So if you are even remotely interested in this, I'd recommend taking a look at it closely, talking it over with parents, see if you want to sign up for it. You'll do a lot of career exploration in the area of engineering. You'll do some field trips where you go and visit some local manufacturing plants and engineering companies and get some ideas on that kind of stuff. But again, there's a lot of advanced engineering and design. There's biochemical engineering. There's aerospace engineering. So I mean, if those things are interesting to you, you got to take this class before you'd be able to take any of those other classes up at Valley. Health, again, required for graduation. It'll be opposite of your PE this year, so you're going to mark that on your sheet as well. Unified electives, okay? Peer partner PE and peer partner art. Peer partner PE is now called Unified PE, and the big change with this year is that it does count as your PE requirement if you do Unified PE. What's Unified PE? What's peer partner art? It would be working with our special ed population. You'd be kind of a peer coach for them. So you would be helping them do the activities during their PE class. You'd be helping them do their art projects during their art class. Awesome opportunity for anybody that's interested in working with that population, or if you just like helping people. Looks really good on your high school transcript and your college applications.
And you get your PE credit that way if that's what you want to do. You just have to know that you will need to dress out just like you will for your normal PE class. You will need to participate and show proficiency in those standards. So you'll still have to probably do like the physical fitness testing once a semester and once a term, and so on. But you will be helping. These are application-only classes, so I have the pink applications up here, and there's a stack in your main office. You can't find them as a secretary, but you will need to fill this out and have a signature of a coach, a teacher, a counselor, a principal, somebody besides a family member that says, yep, they are responsible, they are respectful, and they would do a wonderful job. You, in a way, become the teacher for those students, and so it's just, you take on a lot of responsibility. We want to make sure you're ready for that. We want to make sure you have good attendance, no or few behaviors, good grades, once again, respectful students. If you are interested in doing anything in the education field, it's a wonderful start to that, or work with people with special needs, or do social work, or anything in that field, those fields. This is a great way to start that and get this on your resume as well.
Yeah. So you said that it meets every day and that's a half a credit. So normally, right, like if you don't do this kind of gym, you get it every other day. So if you do this kind of gym, would your gym credits fill out before the people who only have it every other day?
That is an excellent question. I think that we still need to do a little bit of work on looking at if you take this version of PE, if you will, how that will work with your health. So we will know a little bit more about that. The reason why it meets every day, or that we have it on here that it meets every day, and it could be subject to change, would be because as the peer coaches, what you do is you help plan the activities and what you'll be doing with those students. So special education students will go every other day to a PE class and then an art class. PE class and an art class, orange and black. Whereas if you are the peer coach or the general education student that's helping in there, we always have had it where you have it every day, so you have one day to participate with the special ed students and the next day to be the planning day. So I think we don't know all those answers yet since health is so new. If that means if you take this and you don't have health, those are things that we're still working on, so give us a little bit of time. Send us an email with your questions too, and we'll be able to get back to you as soon as we hear a little bit more from people that are higher up and us about what they'd like us to do with that, okay?
Yeah.
I'm a little confused because it says it may count for silver cord hours, but it may not, so.
No, may not be
No,
used for silver
yeah,
cord.
neither one of these count as silver cord because you're getting credits for graduation, so it's not volunteering. Okay? And then pure partner art does not satisfy your fine art requirement. You still would have to take an art class.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do pure part art, but you want to do like the undefined PE, you can only do the PE.
So
Yeah,
yes,
you can only do one of
you
these.
can
You
only
can't
do
do
one or
both.
the other, and you'll see that on this sheet here, the application, you have to check one of the boxes. Unified PE or pure partner art, one of them. You wouldn't have room in your schedule to do both. They're at the same period. If you want an application, please pick one up, not one of these.
Okay, other programs, ESOL, you probably know if you're in these. If you are, Math Resource, ELP is our advanced class, Reading Resource, Learning Lab. Typically, the rule of thumb on these is that if you're in it this year, you're most likely going to be in it again next year, unless you're like doing an awesome job and you're working your way to get out of those classes. Yeah, so you probably know if you're in those or not. Advanced options, this is all pre-algebra. Any of you guys in the advanced science right now? Okay. Okay. All right, so advanced biology is available next year. Know that this is very advanced. It is actually more advanced than the biology that sophomores take up at Valley. Okay, so I will talk about this kind of similarly to how I talked about Spanish 1. If you're in that advanced science right now and you're struggling with it, I would not recommend taking advanced biology, okay? If you're struggling with it right now, I would retake physical science because that class that you're taking right now actually is high school physical science, okay? So if you're getting a bad grade in there right now, then you could retake physical science next year as a freshman and it would replace that grade, okay? Yeah?
So for advanced, would we take, if you're in advanced economics, would you take advanced bio or regular bio?
You can't take regular bio, you take advanced bio. Our only option for the advanced science class up there is advanced bio. Yeah?
So with advanced biology, is there a PBL option for that?
No. Nope. No PBL option for the advanced biology. Okay. Literature and comp, that's our advanced English class. Yeah, there's not PBL options for any of the advanced classes. Okay. Just keep that in mind. Lit and Comp is our advanced English class, and also there is summer work involved with Lit and Comp. All summer work needs to be done before the beginning of the school year. AP Human Geography. AP classes are advanced placement. A lot of reading, a lot of writing involved with AP classes. Not to scare you away, but most kids do usually assume 40 to 45 minutes of homework a night for that class alone. Okay?
This has the AP test at the end of the year in May, $90 test. Don't let the $90 scare you. If you want to do it, we'll find a way to have you do that class and test if you want it. The test is optional. Most kids end up taking it because you have the potential then, if you score well, to have something either way from college if you are going that direction, or that would count as a class. Get college credit, if you will, if you score well enough on it, depending on which college and what your score is.
And if you take the class, you're going to take the test because it's weighted on a 5.0 scale. And if you don't take the test, it's no longer weighted on a 5.0 scale. Okay? So what does the 5.0 scale mean? You guys understand what that means? So if you get an A, it actually counts as a 5.0 instead of a 4.0. If you get a B, it would still be a 4.0. If you get a C, it would still be a 3.0. Okay, so it's weighted a little bit higher. It can help boost your GPA. If you end up not taking the test, it no longer counts as an AP class and it's no longer weighted on a 5.0 scale. That's why pretty much everybody that takes the class takes the test. The foreign languages are on here because this is kind of talking about our honors and scholars designations. You guys are all in pre-algebra B, so most likely you're not going to be in geometry next year. So the honors designation, that basically means that you are on the most advanced path in all 4 core areas and foreign language. You're taking all 4 of these advanced classes plus in a first or second year of foreign language. Okay? And you stay on that path all the way through to graduation. Okay? So if you guys are not going to be taking geometry right now, you're already off of the honors pathway, which is totally fine. You can still be a rock star and get into a great college if you don't get an honors diploma. We have maybe 5, maybe 6 kids every year that get an honors diploma out of everybody in the class. Like right now we got, what, about 150 kids that are on this pathway. If you fast forward to senior year, maybe 5, maybe 6 of them will actually graduate with an honors diploma.
That's
But-
like 5 of 650 or whatever, you know, so with that in comparison.
What I will talk about is scholars. So maybe you guys are in the advanced science, and science is your thing. So if you stay on that most advanced path in science all the way through to graduation, you can get a scholar's designation in science, or same thing in English. If you stay on the most advanced path in English all the way through to graduation, you can get scholars in English. But you can also get a scholar's designation in foreign language. You can get a scholar's designation in art. You can get a scholar's designation in music. Okay, there's a lot of different areas where you can get a scholar's designation. What time are we out of here? 52? Okay. So online, some of you guys asked about online. Our Algebra A, Algebra B, Lang Lit, Advanced Biology, Phi-Sci, and Health are all available online, okay? So if you want to write in next to Physical Science and next to Health, if you want to write in online, because technically we didn't get that on the sheet fast enough, because we just found out that those are available online. How does this work? You would have a study hall in your day, and that would be your time to work on your online class. You won't be in a classroom with a teacher that's teaching you the material. You're going to be teaching yourself advanced biology. You're going to be teaching yourself algebra B by reading the material and doing it on your own. When you're ready to take a test, you can schedule a time with the teacher. If you're in one of the online science classes, you might go in once a week to do the lab that the class is doing, but you're going to be learning the material on your own. We do have minimums. So in order to run an online physical science class, we would need to have 25 people that are interested in taking an online physical science class. Can you hold it till the end? I'm sorry, I really want to get through the rest of the material. Okay, remember your question though, okay? We'll come back to it. And same with you, bud. So again, we have to have minimum numbers. If we only have 5 or 6 kids that sign up for an online health class, we're not going to run an online health class for 5 kids. Okay?
Make sure on your sheet that you are circling the word online if that's the version that you're interested in. Check box the square of the class and then absolutely circle the online word, because if you just check box and the online's not circled, we probably will just assume you want the traditional style. Okay?
How many PBL kids in here? Oh, whole class. Okay. So you guys already understand how PBL works. I'll just show you what our offerings are. There's cultural literacy, which is your English and your social studies combined, 2 periods out of your day. There's the elective physical science. It's combined with speech 1 semester, business the other semester. Again, 2 periods out of your day. If you are in the advanced science right now, Project Biochem would be an option. That's going to be up at Valley. Again, 2 periods out of your day. It's going to be a year of biology and a year of chemistry combined together. And then Algae, Algebra, or Geometry, those are standalone. They're not combined with another class. But it's taught in the PBL style. These are not exclusive, like you don't have to be all PBL. If you just want to do the cultural literacy, you can, and then take everything else regular. If you just want to do the biochem, and then take regular English. If you just want to take a standalone PBL math, and everything else regular, that's fine too. It's kind of pick and choose. Okay?
The cultural literacy and the science elective class are back-to-back periods, so you will have them just like you would in humanities here, I believe. So 3 right now currently at Southwoods, it's periods 3 and 4 for cultural literacy, periods 7 and 8 for the physical science, speech first semester, physical science, business second semester.
Okay, again, these are due next Monday, February 17th. Turn it into your teacher activities. You guys are able to be involved in any Valley activities that you want to be involved in, as well as sports. There's no cut policy. So if you want to go out for football, we'll find a spot for you. If you want to go out for basketball, we'll find a spot for you on the freshman team. Get involved in activities or sports or something. There are tons of studies done that show that you do better in school if you are involved in something. So we're going to go back to the sheet real quick and again go over how to fill that out.
One thing I want to hit on really quick, ELP is a class that's not necessarily just assumed that you want to take if you are ELP identified. If you want ELP and you are ELP identified, you need to write that in one of your open spaces or down where it says the recommended study hall. It's an every other day class, so you would put it with most likely with that study hall, and it would go every other day opposite of a study hall. Other classes like that would be reading resource, math resource, learning lab. If you're in them currently and you think you're going to continue, or your teacher says yes, you should continue, you can write that in that recommended study hall time. Since they are every other day, and then fill your other spots, you just know then that you only have the study hall every other day.
So when you're filling this out, again, check mark, circle online or PBL if you want to do it that way, but you're still going to put a check mark for each one of these things up here. Then you need to fill in lines 6 and 7 for both semesters, okay? Again, if it's a full year elective, it's going to take up both spots. If it's a 1 semester elective, you're going to put one semester and one another semester, okay? What was your question?
So is PBL biochem for the, like, can advance, if you're in advanced science right now, can you do PBL biochem?
Yes.
And it's like advanced science still?
No, it's going to be regular biology and regular chemistry, but it's going to be a full year of both.
Okay. And then my other question is, for health, I remember on like the first registration sheet that we got, it said like optional, and you can take it like in a different year if you don't want to take it as a freshman. Can you still do that, or do you have to take it as a freshman?
I don't know. I think that you can take it at another time, but it's going to be a unique situation where you would take it at another time. Do you have to take health as a freshman?
I think we would in all cases put it in there first. Absolutely put them in your schedule, and then if something very unique comes up, which once again will only be probably a couple kids per year, then we would be able to try to rearrange. But yeah, it's going to be something that you have to take as a freshman unless we have some very weird circumstances.
We had another question.
So with the online courses, is it like, we be like guided, like given pages to read?
Nope. You're going to be given the material. Like, this is the book on physical science. You read what you need to do. These are the things you need to do. You're going to
There
have to
are
keep
40
track.
assignments that have to be completed by the end of the semester. Go for it. So
Yep,
it's
you're going to
pretty
have to keep track
self-paced.
of, oh, I've got 9 weeks to get this done, and I've got 40 assignments, okay? 40 divided by 9 is like 4. I got to be doing like 4 or 5 assignments a week. You know, I mean, so yeah, it's very self-regulated. Yeah. Yes, if you don't take a foreign language as a freshman, you can take French 1 or Spanish 1 or any of those classes the first year of it as a sophomore. Good question. How many years of a foreign language do you need to graduate from high school? 0. You do not have to take a foreign language if you don't want to. Most colleges want you to take, keep it down and keep it quiet. We've still got a few minutes left. Okay, most colleges do want you to take at least 2 years. Some want you to take all 4. And if you only take 2 years in high school and then you go to college, most likely they're going to make you take that 2 more years while you're in college. Yeah.
So is there an advanced English, which one is called the?
Lit and Comp
Composition.
is the advanced English, and there's summer work involved in Lit and Comp. Yeah. No, I said that Lang and Lit is required. Okay, if you take Lit and Comp, you don't also have to take Lang and Lit.
Yep. The
Okay.
advanced version will always count as the general requirement.
If you do like advanced, like English and advanced studies, is there a PBL option for that?
What's that?
If you take AP.
No, PBL is not offered for any of the advanced classes. Lit and Comp, AP, Advanced Bio, none of those are available as a PBL. Yeah.
If you're in like a learning labs class, does your teacher know if you're going to do it next year?
They will probably give us a recommendation.
They'll probably give us a
email
list,
and
but you
ask.
should probably go ahead and write it in.
I had a question about PBL, the cultural literacy class. For boxes 1 and 2, the English option and your social studies option, mark both boxes. But if we see it in one box, we will assume that you want it obviously for both. You have to have it for GCS and for